So should your original band bother playing any gigs in 2021 or 2022? Firstly, my opinion is you should not waste any time or money playing any gigs in 2021 or 2022 if you are a new band that is just starting out, or even a band that's been established for a little while. Being an original band, you need quality gigs over quantity of gigs. If you play a whole bunch of crappy small gigs to 2 people, all you're doing is spending everyone's time and money and energy in your band that would be better suited putting to writing new music or putting better content out online. What I want you to do is basically avoid the trap that I fell into for a long time with my band when I was first getting started way back in 2010 and 2011. Once you've written your first couple songs, it's easy for everybody in the band to be excited, to want to get out there and start to play some gigs. But the reality of it is most of these small-time bars or gigs that you're going to be getting, there's not going to be anyone there to hear your music. You're going to be playing literally to no one, and it doesn't make any sense to be spending your time and your money getting out there and playing these gigs. Being in the music industry, there's one thing that's most important above everything else, and it does not matter how good you are as a band. It's all about asses in seats. How many people can you consistently bring out to a gig? If you can only get out about 10 people, maybe 15 between everyone in your band, you do not need to be booking these gigs. It's a waste of your time, especially if half of those people happen to be friends and family anyway. Now, friends and family who support you are fantastic, and that's awesome. Word of mouth is huge. That's a great way to start to grow early on, but you need to be able to bring 50, 60 people to a gig. And the best way to get to that point in 2020 or 2021 is just to rely on online. Focus on getting a strong Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube presence. The more content that you create there, the more you show maybe your writing process or your recording process, maybe rehearsals, shoot some playthrough videos, whatever you can come up with to develop that fan base online ahead of time, that's the ticket. That's really what you want. Then hopefully after a little while doing that online, you'll be at a point where you can automatically sell 25, 30, 40, 70 tickets to a gig. That's going to get you rebooked over and over again. That's going to get local promoters reaching out to you who need asses in seats. So now that we're about halfway through this video, if you dig it, hit like and subscribe. Let me know down below about your thoughts. Here on A Minor Error, this is the creative home for everything that I do sort of musically. I'm primarily a progressive metal guitar player. I write and record and release my own music right here on my channel, as well on Spotify and iTunes under A Minor Error. I also create product reviews, tip videos, and free music lessons. So again, if you like it, hit like and subscribe. The trap that my band fell into for the longest time was we just thought we were going to be so good that there'd be no way anyone could ignore us, but that's not really the way things work. It's definitely not the way people engage with you. If you've got this sort of attitude that your shit doesn't stink and that you're too good for it, that's not going to make many people engage and want to follow your group. So what you should do with your bandmates is figure out a strategy that you're going to stick to for 6 months to a year, see how much you develop and grow, focus on recording and getting music released within that year and creating some sort of follow-up content. So I like to create playthroughs, but there's a whole bunch of different things that you could do that could be very creative and cheap and affordable to help create more buzz about your group. You should definitely keep track of everyone that you meet, write down their names, their email addresses, how you engaged with them, and keep track of them. That way you can engage with them and start to grow that fan base. And then what you want to do is maybe put out some sort of feeler after maybe about a year of that you're thinking about doing a gig for your next album coming up, or EP or single or whatever it might be. So once you're at the point you've played a couple gigs, just kind of organizing it on your own, you've managed to sell maybe around 30 to 50 tickets, then it's time to start to reach out to local promoters. Find the largest venue in a city near you, try to figure out who's the guy who books that, and try to develop some sort of a relationship with that person. Keep an eye on the booking schedule for when there's someone who is coming in town that's in the same genre of you, and then reach out and let them know, hey, our last gig we put together, we managed to sell, whatever number of tickets. If you need an opener, I'd love for you to, consider us. That's how you're going to ultimately get the best chance to finally be on a stage in front of some people. That's going to put you in a position where you're going to be finally on a stage in front of people who are into an artist that sounds like you or is in the same genre. You've already got your album ready, you've already got your merch ready. Then when you hit the stage, you play to your people who like you in front of all these other people. That's how you're going to really start to break through. So those are my thoughts about what a new band should do in order to help maximize their success. You want to try to avoid wasting time and wasting money, and it's a really challenging thing to do when you're in a band. There's a lot of egos that you've got to try to manage, and there's a lot of pitfalls to fall into, and ultimately the biggest question really is, are people going to like what it is that you're creating? With the internet and with the modern age, you can go directly to the people and find out, and now you haven't wasted thousands of dollars and years of your time just getting to that final point.